Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Haidar and I've been assigned to make a video about any topics in the scope of risk management. And so I would like to give a brief description about the disaster risk management, or in short, DRM. First, from the historical overview, in 1975, a report on natural hazards research in the United States was published, marking the first turning point in this field of study. And the UN General Assembly declared the 1990s to be the International Decade for Natural Disaster Reduction and in specifically December 1989, which shows that this is the second assessment, and Qatar assessed the progress of hazards management since on initial assessment was completed in 1975. She focused on the geographic perspective and recent technological advancement in facing disasters and risks. And she suggested us to rethink about the goals of disaster risk management and gather comprehensive predictions and proper data and create the right agency to achieve disaster management goals. And in addition, many other scholars have made significant contributions to DRM development, such as Lewis and Murdoch, who focused into the role of the US federal government in protecting properties against disasters by analyzing the impact of insurance policies. And because the scope of DRM is too broad, a taxonomy of previous research is required, which includes topics related to DRM and the role of stakeholders in disaster risk management. So DRM consists of processes for designing, implementing, and evaluating strategies, policies, and measures to improve our understanding of disaster risk. The main purpose of DRM is to decrease the exposure and vulnerability of society, the economy, and also the built environment, while increasing our security, the quality of life of well-being, and sustainability. DRM's main goal is to reduce society's exposure, and it involves two components, which are the disaster risk reduction and disaster management. And the difference between DRR and DM is based on the response time and the urgency. DRR includes mitigation activity, while DM contains of preparedness, response, and recovery activities. And DRR also denotes policy goal, including the strategic and instrumental measures used to anticipate future disaster risk. And following the guidelines of the UN's 2016 Sustainable Development, which was to use preventive approach by searching for the root causes of the conflict, could increase our sustainability. And preventive or proactive approach in DRM can indeed help to reduce the impact of disaster and encourage a sustainable and resilient future. And the last one is about the disaster stakeholder management, which includes first the processes required to identify the people, groups, or organizations that could influence or influenced by the disaster consequences. And the second one, to analyze stakeholders' expectations and their impact on the environment and society. And the third one would be to develop appropriate plans for effectively engaging stakeholders in disaster mitigation decisions and executions. Approaches to DRM can be classified as either proactive and reactive. So the proactive behaviors could be the local government, and also the NGOs, and also some insurance companies or other insurers which then provide a map for reducing long-term impacts of disasters associated with climate change. So Mo proposed a balanced scorecard technique with considering proactive and reactive approaches to provide a continuous assessment of performance in each life cycle phase in DRM project. And in terms of economic impacts, investments in DRR are firmly advocated by governments and the insurance sector. And finally, to conclude, in order to successfully adopt an integrated framework for DRM, the relationship between some set of critical factors are required, including sustainable development, resilience, stakeholders' institutional capacities and capabilities, and also appropriate communication and coordination, and also collaboration. That is all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.